What's up, guys? Today we're talking Dauntless. Dauntless is a free-to-play game that's been out on PC for a little bit now. Just recently came out on PS4 last week or so. And it is a game that wears its inspiration proudly on its sleeves. It is heavily inspired by Monster Hunter, and you can tell that the second you hop into any kind of hunt. Except you're not a hunter this time around. You are a slayer. So, if you've played Monster Hunter, you already know what the gameplay is going to be like. You choose a weapon that is typically pretty comically oversized, and you hop in to fight a massive monster with a group of up to 4 people. In this game, you can't really solo hunt like you can in like Monster Hunter World, for example, where it scales enemies to be easier if you're by yourself. But this game heavily encourages you to matchmake with other people, which is fine, especially if you have a group of 4 friends that want to all play together. That's when this game really shines, is when you're playing with people you know and coordinating strategies and tactics and all that stuff and smashing and bashing. I've had some fun with the random matchmaking as well, but it's definitely not as easy. People kind of do their own thing, and it's hard to communicate. So yeah, if you have friends, play with friends. That seems to be pretty straightforward advice for any game. But another cool thing about this game is that it's completely cross-platform. So like I'm playing on PS4, and you see a couple people while I'm running around Ramsgate here. They got like a TV screen next to their name. Those are people that are playing on Xbox or PC. So just like Fortnite or Rocket League, I think, it's totally cross-platform, so there's a huge player base, and I think that's cool. I think that should be pretty standard for any multiplayer game, but I think we're taking steps in the right direction. If you give any kind of props to Epic Games, they're definitely helping me move the cross-platform play forward. So, the actual gameplay is really, really fun. It's faster paced than Monster Hunter. Hunts have like a 30-minute time limit, and we've never gotten close to any of them. The monsters are fun and they look good, and all the attacks are great. Damage numbers are popping up everywhere. All the weapons are different and have enough variety to keep them interesting. Although I wish there was a little bit more types of weapons. There's only 6 total, so like in this first hunt that I'm showing, there's 2 people using the chain swords, which is fine, but it'd be cool to have a little bit more of a options, which may come later, but for now, that's what you got. But yeah, man, if you've played Monster Hunter, you know what you're getting into. I know I've said that before, but you attack these big monsters, you can attack their like specific body parts and do extra damage to them and eventually break them. And it visually shows you when the monsters are taking damage. They like start to get cut up on that body part, and then they break, and you get more crafting materials that way. Then you use the crafting materials to take them to the vendors in the hub world and make better weapons and armor. When you first encounter a monster, you throw a flare up, everyone swarms into it, and you just get into them. It's really fun and really challenging. This first one I'm showing the tail end of here, this guy almost wipes us. He's got a little counter up in the top right corner that indicates it's like a danger level, and if that reaches max level, then you can no longer revive down teammates, and you can only get to safety by killing the monster or by having him flee. So it adds to a little bit of stress there, but that's good, because otherwise you could just infinitely revive each other and there wouldn't be any real punishment for dying. So that's how they solve that. If you go down, you have 3 revive serums that you can use on yourself, and then you can pick up anyone on the ground. So there's like a nice balance of, are you in too dangerous of a spot to be revived and you got to get yourself up, but risk using all your revive serums too early, and blah blah blah. But overall, I really like this game. Me and my friends really like this game. It's a lot of fun. All the weapons are pretty fun to use, and I think everyone will be happy with something. Like the chainsword are fast unless you attack kind of from a range, but still do pretty consistent damage. this spear that I'm using, you wound enemies, so it does like damage over time. And then there's revolvers that kind of act like a support character. There's just a kind of bog standard sword that's easy to use. There's a hammer that's great at staggering. And then there's an axe, like I'm using here, that is really good at whacking body parts off and doing just big fuck you damage, which is great. Yeah, all the armor variety is really well done, I think. I like the way most of them look. Some of them are kind of misses, but you can't win them all. So, and it lets you transmog any of the armor to look like any other armor that you have. So if you like one set of armor, but the one you got to use gives you a better benefit than the one you like the look of, then you can just change it to look like the way you want it to look, and that's pretty cool. That should be standard in these kind of games too. But yeah, the only complaint I really have with the weapon and armor system is that, at least at this point in the game, even as you go up fighting stronger and stronger monsters, the weapons base stats don't get any better. So like when you are crafting them, they start with 100 power, and then that's the same if you kill the level 1 ice dragon or the level 3 ice dragon. The sword that you get is going to start at base 100 power, but they all have different like abilities and slots to put these energy cells in that give you different buffs and boons and whatever. So that's kind of how you diversify. Of course, you can upgrade all of it. So I don't know if maybe the higher level things end up having a higher damage when they're fully upgraded. That might be something to look into. But as of now, that's just kind of a minor complaint. But it's not groundbreaking. None of my complaints are like game-breaking stuff. So I guess we could probably pop into those real quick. I already talked about the weapons and armor, but there's occasional little bugginess and glitchiness, like the frame rates when you're running around the hub world is atrocious, and occasionally it drops pretty bad during a hunt, but it's a lot more manageable actually during the gameplay, so it doesn't bother me that much. The camera can be a little finicky because some of these dudes hop around everywhere and it's hard to follow them, and there's no like center camera on the monster button, so you just end up kind of flipping your camera around everywhere, which again, minor complaint, but it's there. Something that I have a bigger problem with is this middleman guy. He fuses your cells together to make them stronger, and the wait times on fusing cells is just atrocious. Like the first one I put in, literally the first, normally in games like this when they have a system that time gates you like that, the first one takes like 30 seconds so you can get your feet wet or whatever. The first one here took me literally a day and a half to fuse one cell. So, and of course you can buy something to speed up the process, but that's where they're choosing to make their money, so that's fine. There's also a hunting pass, which is just a battle pass, which is coming pretty standard in most free-to-play online, even some not free-to-play games like Black Ops 4 had a battle pass, but this one's not that bad. I actually ended up picking it up. It's only $10 for the platinum, and actually if you're playing on PS4, there's like a PS4 beginners bundle that you can buy that's $4.99. And that gives you 1,000 platinum, which is enough to buy the battle pass. So you can get it half off right now if you're starting up on PS4. Just a little hint, hint. Maybe I'll start this video with a clickbait title. Stick around to the end to get a hint on how to save money on the battle pass. But yeah. Anywho, that's really all I got, man. It's a really fun game. It's a lot of fun with friends. There's a lot of content in it. The monsters are challenging to fight but fun because they're visually impressive, and their movesets are pretty easy to read. So overall, it's fun. You don't mind fighting the same monsters over and over, just like Monster Hunter, and you like the reward being just getting better stuff to kill more monsters, then I'd say definitely give this game a shot. You don't have anything to lose. It's fun. It's free. It's pretty. And that's all I got for you today, man. I'll catch you all in the next one.